Ever catch yourself like just staring at crypto charts,
Oh, yeah.
wishing you could analyze all that data
Huh.
without like pulling an all-nighter?
Yeah.
What if you had an AI assistant doing it for you
Oh, God.
24/7? That's what we're diving into today. AI in the crypto world. We'll explore what it is,
Yeah.
what it can and can't do,
Right.
and how it might change your investing game.
It's fascinating how AI is moving beyond just a buzzword in the crypto space.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing sophisticated algorithms,
Right.
crunching mountains of data,
Wow.
price histories, trading volumes, even social media trends,
Really?
all in an attempt to decode the market's next move.
But let's be real. Is it really about predicting the unpredictable?
Right.
I mean, crypto is known for its wild swings.
Uh-huh.
Can AI really handle that?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Mhm.
AI in crypto isn't about finding a crystal ball.
Okay.
It's more like giving you a really powerful magnifying glass.
I see.
You're still the one making the decisions. But AI can help you see patterns and opportunities you might otherwise miss.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So instead of replacing human traders,
Yeah.
AI is more like a super-powered tool in their arsenal.
Exactly. Think of it like this before GPS.
Okay.
People still navigated,
Right.
but it took a lot more time and effort.
Mhm.
AI in crypto is like GPS for your investment strategy.
Hmm.
It can guide you, but you still need to know where you want to go.
So where does something like machine learning fit into all of this?
Right.
I hear that term thrown around a lot.
Machine learning is actually the engine behind a lot of the AI you see in crypto.
Oh, okay.
It's all about algorithms that can learn from data
Right.
and improve their predictions over time.
I see.
For example, you might have a machine learning model that analyzes historical price data
Uh-huh.
to identify trends and then uses those trends to predict future price movements.
Now that brings us to the trading bots everyone's talking about.
Right.
Are these things really as smart as they sound?
Trading bots are essentially pieces of software that automate your trading decisions
Right.
based on preset rules.
Yeah.
Or you guessed it, machine learning algorithms.
Mhm.
Let's say you have a bot programmed to buy Bitcoin when it dips below a certain price point.
Okay.
That bot will constantly monitor the market
Got it.
and execute that trade automatically even while you're asleep.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Right.
Especially for those of us who can't spend all day glued to the charts.
Yeah,
But I'm guessing there are different types of bots out there.
absolutely. There are simple bots that follow basic rules.
Mhm.
And then there are more sophisticated bots that use machine learning to adapt their strategies over time.
Oh, wow.
Some bots even use something called sentiment analysis
Okay.
to gauge the overall market mood by scanning news articles and social media posts.
Really?
It's getting pretty advanced.
Wow. Sentiment analysis.
Yeah.
That's wild. So you're telling me these bots are reading Twitter
Uh-huh.
to see if people are feeling bullish or bearish?
You got it. It's all about gathering as much data as possible to inform those trading decisions.
Wow.
Of course, it's not foolproof.
Right.
AI can't predict black swan events, sudden market crashes, or unexpected regulations that can throw everything off.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It sounds like even with AI,
Yeah.
you still need to understand the market and be prepared for the unexpected.
Exactly. And that's why it's so crucial to understand the risks involved.
Right.
I think a lot of people get caught up in the hype
Yeah.
and forget that AI is a tool, not a magic solution.
Okay.
Let's shift gears for a moment
Sure.
and talk about some of those risks. Over-reliance on AI is a big one.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Yeah.
What do you mean by over-reliance?
Well, imagine you're using a trading bot that's been performing really well. You might be tempted to put all your eggs in that basket
Right.
and let it handle all your trades.
Yeah.
But what happens when the market takes an unexpected turn?
I'm guessing that's where things could get messy.
Exactly. AI is good at recognizing patterns, but it can't predict the future.
Yeah.
And when it comes to crypto, which is inherently volatile,
Yeah.
that can be a recipe for disaster.
So it's not just about setting up a bot and watching the money roll in.
Right.
You still need to have a strategy,
Yeah.
manage your risk,
Uh-huh.
and understand the limitations of the technology.
That's right. Another risk to consider is security.
Okay.
Remember the Mt. Gox hack.
Oh, you.
Even with AI, you're not immune to these kinds of threats.
Right.
You need to choose secure platforms and be aware of potential vulnerabilities.
It sounds like you're saying even in the age of AI,
Yeah.
due diligence is still paramount.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another crucial point, understanding the different platforms and tools available.
Okay.
You mentioned 3 commas earlier,
Uh-huh.
and there are many others like Pionex and CryptoHopper.
Right.
Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses,
I see.
and it's important to find the one that aligns with your needs and risk tolerance.
Let's dive a bit deeper into those platforms.
Okay.
Can you give us a quick rundown of what each one is known for?
Sure. 3Commas is popular for its grid trading bots, which aim to profit from those small, frequent price fluctuations we talked about earlier.
Right.
Imagine setting up a grid that buys low and sells high within a specific price range.
Got it.
The bot does that automatically, capturing those small profits as the price bounces around.
Interesting. So it's like automating a scalping strategy, right? What about Pionex?
Pionex is great for beginners because it offers pre-built trading bots for various strategies. Think of it like a buffet of bots.
Okay.
You can choose the one that suits your risk appetite and investment goals without needing to build it from scratch.
So Pionex is more of a plug-and-play option
Yeah.
for those who might not be as tech-savvy.
That's a good way to put it. Now, Crypto Hopper is a bit more advanced,
Okay.
offering features like backtesting and paper trading.
What exactly is backtesting?
Backtesting allows you to test your trading strategies against historical data to see how they would have performed. It's like a simulation that helps you fine-tune your bot's settings before risking real money.
So with Crypto Hopper, you're essentially trying to learn from the past to make better decisions in the future.
Yes, and that's a crucial element of AI in crypto. It's all about using data to inform your decisions and improve your outcomes over time.
This is all incredibly insightful, but I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier about the potential for an AI arms race in crypto.
Right.
What exactly did you mean by that?
It's a fascinating concept to consider. As these AI tools become more sophisticated and accessible, what happens when everyone starts using them?
Right.
Does it create a level playing field where everyone has access to the same powerful insights? Or does it lead to a situation where only those with the most advanced AI will come out on top?
That's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're entering a new era of investing.
Right.
Where the rules are constantly changing.
Exactly. And it's why it's more important than ever to stay informed, to learn about these tools, and to understand their potential impact on the market.
Right. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about what AI in crypto actually means.
Yeah.
The potential benefits and risks of using trading bots.
Right.
And the importance of choosing the right platform for your needs.
Uh-huh.
But I want to shift gears for a moment and talk about the potential impact of AI on the crypto market as a whole.
I think that's a great place to pick up in part 2.
Sounds good. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Okay.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were just starting to explore how AI might reshape the entire crypto landscape.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where algorithms are making most of the trades. Is that a good thing?
Great.
Or something to be wary of?
It's a question that raises a lot of interesting possibilities.
Yeah.
On one hand, widespread AI adoption could actually lead to more efficient markets. Think about it. AI can analyze vast amounts of data and make decisions based purely on logic.
Potentially minimizing the emotional biases that often drive human traders.
So less FOMO-driven pumps and dumps.
Right.
That would definitely make things less chaotic, wouldn't it? But wouldn't that also make the market less human?
That's the paradox, isn't it? The very things that make markets volatile human emotions, speculation, even rumors, are also what make them exciting and unpredictable.
Right.
AI could potentially dampen some of that volatility, but it could also make the market feel less dynamic.
I see.
Less responsive to those sudden shifts in sentiment that we see so often.
It's almost like a trade-off, isn't it?
Yeah.
More stability, but potentially less opportunity for those big wins.
Right.
And big losses that draw people to crypto in the first place.
Exactly. And it raises questions about who benefits the most from this shift. If everyone has access to sophisticated AI tools, does it truly level the playing field?
Right. Or does it create a new set of advantages for those who can develop the most advanced algorithms? Think of it like the high-frequency trading we see in traditional markets.
Oh, yeah. Those firms with their supercomputers and algorithms, they can execute trades in milliseconds. It almost feels like an unfair advantage for the average investor. Is that what we're headed toward in crypto?
It's a valid concern. If the development of AI in crypto becomes an arms race, it could create barriers to entry for smaller players.
Right.
Imagine a scenario where only large institutions with massive computing power can afford to run the most sophisticated AI models.
Yeah.
That could potentially concentrate wealth and power in the hands of a few.
That's not exactly the decentralized future that a lot of crypto enthusiasts envision, is it?
Yeah.
But what about the other side of the coin? You mentioned earlier that AI could democratize access to sophisticated trading strategies. How so?
Well, think about it. Not everyone has the time or expertise to become a professional trader.
Right.
But with AI, you could potentially access strategies that were previously only available to hedge funds and institutional investors.
Hmm.
Imagine using a bot that implements a complex arbitrage strategy across multiple exchanges.
Okay.
Something that would be incredibly difficult to do manually.
So instead of being priced out of the game,
Oh.
average investors could actually benefit from AI by having these tools at their fingertips. That's a pretty empowering thought, actually.
It is, and it highlights the potential for AI to not only change how we trade, but also who gets to participate in these markets.
Right.
It could lower the barriers to entry and create new opportunities for individuals to build wealth. Of course, this all hinges on responsible development and access to these tools.
Okay, so let's say you're a crypto investor who's intrigued by all this AI talk, but maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed. Where do you even begin? What's the first step?
I'd say the first step is education. Take the time to understand the basics of AI,
Right.
how it works, and its potential applications in crypto.
Right.
There are tons of resources available online, from articles and videos to online courses. Don't be afraid to dive in and learn.
You know, that's something we often forget in the fast-paced world of crypto, the importance of simply taking a step back and learning.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the hype and FOMO.
Right.
But knowledge really is power in this space.
Absolutely. Once you have a basic understanding of AI, you can start exploring different tools and platforms. As we mentioned earlier, there are options out there for everyone,
Right.
from beginners to more experienced traders.
And I'm guessing it's important to start small, maybe even with a demo account, to get a feel for how these bots work before risking real money.
Exactly. Don't go all in on AI right away. Treat it like any new investment strategy. Start with a small amount that you're comfortable losing.
Right.
Experiment and see what works for you. Remember, AI is a tool, and like any tool, it takes practice and experience to use it effectively.
So before we wrap up, let's talk a bit more about those black swan events you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
We've seen them happen time and time again in crypto, sudden crashes, unexpected regulations, even major hacks that send shockwaves through the market.
Right.
Can AI really prepare us for those kinds of unpredictable events?
That's the challenge, isn't it? Even the most sophisticated AI models are trained on historical data.
Right.
They're good at recognizing patterns from the past.
Yeah.
But when something completely unexpected happens, they can struggle to adapt. Think back to the Terra Luna crash in 2022.
That was a wild one.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars wiped out in a matter of days. I remember a lot of people were using algorithmic stablecoins,
right.
thinking they were safe.
Yeah.
And then boom, the whole thing imploded.
Exactly. It was a reminder that even with all the advancements in technology, we can't eliminate risk entirely, especially in a market as young and volatile as crypto.
Right.
The question is, can AI help us mitigate that risk?
Yeah.
Even if it can't predict every black swan event?
That's a thought-provoking question. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, one area where I think AI can make a difference is in risk management. Imagine an AI model that constantly monitors your portfolio and alerts you to potential vulnerabilities. It could analyze factors like market sentiment, on-chain metrics, and even news headlines to assess the overall health of your investments.
So instead of just reacting to market movements, you're using AI to proactively manage your risk. That sounds pretty powerful.
It is, and it's an area where I think we'll see a lot of innovation in the coming years. The key is to remember that AI is not a silver bullet.
Right.
It's a tool that can enhance our decision-making, but it's not a replacement for human judgment and critical thinking.
You know, it's interesting how this whole conversation keeps circling back to the importance of human intuition and experience, even in a world increasingly driven by algorithms.
Yeah.
It seems like those human elements are still crucial.
Absolutely. And I think that's a reassuring thought. The future of investing, especially in crypto, will likely involve a synergy between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. It's not about one replacing the other, but about finding the right balance, the right way to leverage the strengths of both.
That makes a lot of sense. So as we wrap up part 2 of this deep dive into AI and crypto, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think the key takeaway is This AI is transforming the world of crypto. And it's only going to become more prevalent in the years to come.
Right.
It presents both incredible opportunities and potential risks.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to approach it with an open mind.
Right.
A willingness to learn.
Right.
And a healthy dose of skepticism. Don't believe the hype.
Okay.
Do your own research.
Right.
And remember that knowledge is your best defense against the unknown.
Couldn't said it better myself.
Oh.
Thanks for sharing your expertise with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
And for our listeners, stick around because we're not done yet. We'll be right back with part 3 of this deep dive into AI and crypto, where we'll explore some of the ethical considerations and potential future implications of this rapidly evolving technology. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring this exciting and sometimes daunting world of AI and crypto.
Right.
It's clear that this technology has the power to change the game.
Yeah.
But with any powerful tool, we need to think about the implications.
Absolutely. We've talked about the potential benefits and risks.
Right.
But what about the bigger picture?
Yeah.
How does AI and crypto intersect with ethics, and what does the future hold?
Yeah, those are the questions that keep me up at night. Let's start with ethics. What kind of ethical dilemmas are we facing with AI making more and more decisions in the financial world?
Well, one of the biggest concerns is bias AI models are trained on data. And if that data reflects existing biases in the real world, those biases can be amplified by the AI.
Right.
Imagine an AI trading bot that's been trained on data that predominantly reflects male investors.
Okay.
It might unknowingly make decisions that disadvantage female investors.
Oh, wow.
Simply because it hasn't been exposed to a diverse enough data set.
That's a scary thought. It's like those stories about facial recognition software misidentifying people of color because the training data wasn't diverse enough.
Exactly.
We wouldn't want that kind of bias creeping into financial systems.
Right.
Especially with something as potentially life-changing as investing.
Exactly. And it's not just about demographics.
Yep.
Bias can also stem from the way data is collected and interpreted. If an AI model is primarily trained on data from a bull market, it might not know how to react when the market takes a downturn.
Right.
It could even exacerbate a crash by making decisions that are based on outdated or incomplete information.
So it's not just about making sure the data is diverse, but also making sure it's relevant and up to date. That sounds like a huge challenge.
It is.
Who's responsible for ensuring that these AI models are ethical and unbiased? Is it the developers, the regulators, or the investors themselves?
It's a shared responsibility, really.
Yeah.
Developers need to be aware of these ethical considerations and build systems that are transparent and accountable.
Okay.
Regulators need to create guidelines and frameworks for the responsible use of AI in finance.
Yeah.
And investors need to educate themselves, ask questions, and demand transparency from the companies they invest in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We can't just blindly trust the algorithms.
Right.
We need to understand how they work,
Yeah.
what data they're using, and what potential biases might be baked in.
Exactly.
It's almost like we need a whole new set of financial literacy skills for the AI age.
I think you're right. In addition to understanding traditional financial concepts, investors will need to understand the basics of AI, how it works, and what its limitations are. It's not about becoming a data scientist, but about having enough knowledge to ask the right questions and make informed decisions.
So as we look ahead, what are some of the key trends and potential future implications of AI and crypto that you're most excited about?
One area I'm particularly fascinated by is the potential for AI to create more personalized and inclusive financial services. Imagine AI-powered financial advisors that can tailor investment strategies to your individual needs, risk tolerance, and financial goals. Or AI-driven platforms that can help people in underserved communities access financial services that were previously unavailable to them.
That's a really optimistic vision.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the fear of AI taking over.
Right.
But it's important to remember that technology can be a force for good, too.
Yeah.
It all depends on how we choose to use it.
Absolutely. Another area I'm watching closely is the development of decentralized AI.
Okay.
Right now, a lot of the power in AI is concentrated in the hands of a few large tech companies. But what if we could create AI systems that are distributed across a network, controlled by a community rather than a corporation? That could potentially lead to more democratic and equitable access to this powerful technology.
Wow, decentralized AI. That's a whole other rabbit hole to explore.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think about the possibilities,
Yeah.
but also the potential challenges.
Yeah.
We're talking about reshaping not just the financial system,
Right.
but the very way we interact with technology and with each other.
It's an exciting and challenging time to be alive. The future of AI in crypto
Yeah.
and in the world as a whole is still being written. The decisions we make today will shape that future for generations to come.
So what's the message you want to leave our listeners with today? What should they be thinking about as they navigate this new world of AI-powered finance?
I would say this. Embrace the potential of AI, but don't be naive about the risks.
Okay.
Stay informed,
Right.
ask questions,
Huh.
demand transparency,
Yeah.
and remember that ultimately you are in control of your financial destiny. AI can be a powerful tool,
Right.
but it's up to you to use it wisely.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much for joining us on the Deep Dive today. It's been an incredible journey exploring the world of AI and crypto with you.
It's been my pleasure.
And for our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you a new perspective on the rapidly evolving world of crypto. Remember, knowledge is power, and the future belongs to those who are willing to learn, adapt, and embrace the unknown. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deeper.